a pleasure to begin this roundtable on art and well-being. For these two specialists with me, I'm having the pleasure to have Professor Vicky Karku from Edge Hill University. Thank you so much for coming. And we have also Dr. Andrea Geraldes Hayes from Imperial College of London. Thank you for being here. My first question will be for you, Andrea. The first question will be, could you introduce yourself and tell us how you link art and well-being?
Yes, definitely. Thank you very much. And it's a pleasure to be here. Actually, art has been part of my life since I was 3 years old. At 3 years old, I started attending a music school. And since then, I practiced music on a daily basis and until I became a choir singer and a music educator. I think music taught me the most important lesson in life, and it's that you cannot be without others. And you need to respect, you need to communicate, and you need to be with others in order to make music. And I think music is the best school for social harmony. But, well, that was my beginning. And I developed my first career as a musician and an arts educator in Barcelona and Madrid. And then between 2007 to 2017, I worked for the Organization of the Ibero-American States for Education, Science, and Culture. It's an organization founded in 1949, and it's a governmental international organization for cooperation among 19 Ibero-American countries. As part of my role there, I designed and was the director of the postgraduate diploma of Arts, Culture, and Citizenship, and that was an online course that trained more than 5,000 artists and educators to promote formal and no-formal arts education in their communities. Our aim was to bring together into the dialogue and into the practice artists and educators, so they were both attending, the same training. We also wrote a couple of books that you can, well, if you read Spanish, you can still read, but 2 books, the title is the same, and they are still available with colleagues like Lucina Jimenez, Lucia Pimentel, Imanol Aguirre, Javier Abad, and some of the best artists and educators of the time in Iberoamerica. And as part of this collaboration, I systematically worked with ministers of education and culture in the 19 countries, and we were promoting participatory arts projects in schools and local groups and individual support to develop these projects, because we thought it was the best option, to change society and to create transformation. And I'm going to make a long story short, but by the time I moved to Madrid, from Madrid to London, that was 2013, I had already written more than 30 books and made a significant contribution to the world of artist education. But when I moved here, I became increasingly interested in my second career, which was psychology. And I was interested in the psychological studies related to arts. So in 2018, I started a new role as the program director for the Master in Applied Positive Psychology and Coaching Psychology at the University of East London. And as part of my academic role, I started working with colleagues to consider arts through the lens of positive psychology, following the work that was pioneered by James Pawelski at the University of Pennsylvania. So somehow I brought arts into the conversation in positive psychology with our community, and many students decided to do their dissertation on different topics related to this. So, well, I think that was the contribution before I moved to Imperial College London, where I'm now. So I think my work is just a small contribution to the very, very many activities and research studies that take place in the UK and worldwide. But, well, basically, this is what I've done throughout the years.
I know that you wanted us to show this picture explaining things also regarding your career. Could you tell us a little bit more about that?
Sure. As I said, I work in 19 different countries. I was flying to Latin America all the time. And this is a very big project. For many years, I worked in Dominican Republic, and we were working with arts educators and artists in the communities. This is a community of fishermen, and the project we did there was to, well, bring them all together and talk about the things they wanted for their lives, but also the things they wanted to let go. And the project was to create this, with paper, they were creating, these little boats and writing there the things they wanted to let go. And as a symbolic, activity, there was a river there, and they could let go the boats that they have created and they have written in it. But the idea, this was the artistic part, but the idea was to bring the community together and to talk about aspirations, frustrations, and things that could contribute to make their life better.
Beautiful. Thank you. Thank you so much for this inspirational introduction. Vicky, could you introduce yourself and tell us how you mix art and well-being?
Yes, hi. Wonderful to be here, Gwila. Second time for me this time round, and I'm taken aback from Andrea's introduction. Now I was just going to say my title where I work, so I'll do that anyway. So it is Professor Vicky Karku. I am based at Edge Hill University, which is the north of England. I'm directing the Research Center for Arts and Wellbeing. And I'm based at the Faculty of Health, Social Care and Medicine. So I've been a bit of a gypsy professionally. I was in performing arts, I was in education, I was in creative environments. I moved to health. And that's mainly because my core training is in arts therapies, and specifically I'm a dance therapist. I'm a dance movement psychotherapist, and I guess my work is very much sits between health on one hand and the arts on the other. The Research Center, I'd just say a bit about that as an introduction to indicate a bit the breadth in which we're operating. I think it's a sort of unique center in many ways because it's not a practitioner's center, it's a research center. It's not about arts only or therapy. There's a lot of division in the country, specifically between the different disciplines. We're covering the whole range of all art forms, anything that has to have with potentially therapeutic benefits. So we're exploring, we are researching, we're trying to figure out, is this type of work helpful for different vulnerable groups? And I'll pause here. I think just gives a bit of an introduction of what we do here, and I'll talk about some projects later on.
Yes,
that
definitely.
will
And we see a little bit of this university, which is a lovely university, Hedge Hill University, which is huge, and that has a dedicated research center for arts and well-being, which is really rare. So that's why I think it's very interesting to mention. But you're right, let's dive into projects, concrete projects. And maybe, Andrea, you can talk about this project, for example, that was done directly in link with art and well-being.
Yeah, that was another project in Dominican Republic, and you've probably seen this work of art. It's called Before I Die. It's been in many different cities in the world, and sometimes we use the work of contemporary artists to inspire teachers to do their own projects. And in this case, they decided to take, well, this idea, and we were working in landfill also in Dominican Republic, and we brought this blackboard that says, well, they changed Before I Die for My Dream in Life, which is similar, but we invited people to think about what they wanted to be before they die, what they wanted to become in life. And as I said, all our projects involve this combination of dialogue and creating community, and also inviting people to think about the things that could increase their well-being and the things they could do in life, and to create community.
Excellent. Thank you. Thank you very much. Let's go also with Vicky for more concrete projects.
There are a couple of different projects I am bringing here today. One is the ERA study. The reason it's selected is because it's the largest study that exists in the UK, probably internationally, in studying arts therapies. And specifically, it's a study of music therapy, art therapy, and dance movement psychotherapy. And we're looking at effectiveness. Are these effective interventions when it comes to working with people with mixed mental health problems, especially when we're comparing that with talking therapies. It's several universities involved, several NHS trusts. It is the largest study of this kind, and in many ways, we are expecting that this study, as some of the other studies are selected for us today, are going to change services. So that's why I'm flagging them up. So that's one. We can move to the next one. Well, the results for this one are not available yet. They will be coming out this next year. It's a 5-year project almost with a pandemic in between. So the other project I'm going to very briefly talk about, because I talked in more length last year, is the Arts for the Blues. The Arts for the Blues is a manualized treatment intervention that has looked at anything helpful from the different forms of psychological interventions as experienced by participants. We created a package, and this has been offered as an intervention for children and for adults. And more recently, we're working a lot with health professionals, doctors in training, and psychological professions in different contexts, mainly in hospital environments. Last year, we got funding from the Arts and Humanities Research Council to scale up this project to the Northwest and beyond. And we used, we worked with a number of different organizations to make this scalable activity happen in as successful way as possible. And we'll learn by doing that, we'll learn what is the best way of scaling up projects like this in this type of environments. So this led to the more recent funding we got. So if we move to the arts for us, this is our biggest study ever so far. I'm going for, I chose large studies. So this is probably the largest that exists in looking at the arts therapies, and children's mental health. Unlike the ERA study I mentioned before, this is not about effectiveness. This is shortcutting the process in many ways, and saying we do have evidence. Let's make sure that we implement the best knowledge we do have and work with different organizations to identify good work and signpost children and young people and their families to these projects. This is all arts projects of all kinds, from community-based interventions to short-lived projects to longer-term camps provision and so on. We have over 50 partners in this. We are aspiring to have to go from regional to national to international, and we're at the very beginning of this work at the moment. So we started officially the 1st of February. We're recruiting for posts for 11 posts, and we started getting the machinery, big machinery, working on engaging as many participants in there and co-creating work with young people as well. So we'll see how, I'll keep you updated on how this is becoming, because this is again we're expecting that will have a major impact in how children's mental health is looked at.
Thank you.
One more thing,
Ah,
just to say a
yes,
bit about evidence, yeah, and to flag up that again, on the grand scheme of things, we have been successful in starting a new Lancet series on arts and health, where a lot of the work we have been doing for some time with the International Research Alliance for Creative Arts Therapies will be showcased there. Where our particular task will be the one that the Edgehill is involved in, is looking at the evidence for any client population in terms of the impact of the arts and arts therapies, arts with therapeutic intent and arts therapy. So then we're doing an umbrella review, which means that we'll collect evidence from all the different studies we have and try to create a story that has a solid evidence behind it. So that's some big bird's eye view projects, which are very different from what Andrea's projects are, right?
definitely. We can see that the frame is really more universitary. And so, yes, for Andrea, I would say there is more this notion of positive psychology and betterness, you know, writing directly to the world. And that's why I feel that both of your visions are very interesting. We'll finish, unfortunately, already with asking both of you, what is your message for World Art Day? And I want to let Andrea talk about this image.
Yes. Well, this image is, I've been working in photography projects for a while. We are organizing, I told you before, you know, with Mandy Seligman, she's coming to Imperial College for a Imperial Scene Happy. It's a photography exhibition that celebrates her work. But I choose this picture because it represents the power, you know, of photography to engage with our thoughts and our feelings. And in this UNESCO World Art Day, I would like to emphasize the transformative power of art in our society. For me, art is not just a form of expression. It is a means of communication that transcends boundaries, languages, and cultures, and it can convey ideas, feelings, emotions in ways, you know, that words cannot. I think in times of conflict and crisis like the ones we are living now, unfortunately, art becomes even more significant. It serves as a beacon of hope, a source of resilience, a catalyst for change. So I think as we navigate through complex periods and seek peace, it is imperative to recognize the role of arts in this journey, and by incorporating practice into our public policies and initiatives, I think we can harness the potential of arts to heal, to unite, and to build a better future for all.
Thank you. Thank you very much for this beautiful message, Andrea. Vicky, you wanted to give a message as well for World Art Day and give us also some upcoming events.
Let me just go with the events first. Just to say that we have in the 7th of June, the neuroscientists will come together with artists and art therapists to begin a new exploration of research, where we'll be looking at mechanism, for what reason do arts work and achieve therapeutic benefits. So that's digging deeper into the mechanistic mechanisms of the work. So 7th of June, please join us. There is also for the World Art Day, we are also celebrating the Research Center, which is officially 1 year since we launched it. So for a wide range of different projects, please turn on the other channel if you like for that work as well. And just to say, we are currently I experience a cultural revolution. I think things are changing dramatically. The arts have been seen as important rather than a frivolous, leisurely activity. And I'm hoping and expecting that our efforts will bring us together in achieving this revolution, and that research from our end, my bit in the puzzle, can make a useful contribution. So thank you so much.
Thank you to both of you to remind us the power of art when it comes to well-being. We wish you lots of luck with the rest of your work, and thank you for accepting to be with us for World Art Day. All the best.